What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails into Reverie. Last time we finished farming up all of the orbs we needed to find up to this current point, so now we have a bunch of daydreams to go through. So let's go ahead and get started. So, we're gonna continue onward with Project Orbital Gear Part 4. Obviously, the last part ended with Tita's orbital gear essentially overloading, and Agate saved her in the last second, but unfortunately it was completely destroyed days before she has to present it to her mother to help decide whether she gets to stay in Erebonia or not to finish her schooling, or if she's forced to come back home. So let's see how it turns out. It's funny, though, because Tita is 17 years old at this point, so she's almost an adult. Like, another year and she wouldn't have to listen to her mother at all. And that concludes my report. You imbecile. I'm so sorry. I lost a new gravitational engine and everything. I couldn't care less about that. I told you to do whatever you wanted with it, and it's common to lose materials in the middle of testing. That said, you are incorrect in your assumption of what it is. It is? It's not a new gravitational engine. That you've overcomplicated what it is makes you an imbecile. Then, what is it? It's something recovered from the Black Workshop. That changes everything. Whether it was developed on site remains uncertain, of course. Judging by the data recovered and your own findings, however, its internal structure points toward it being an artifact. An artifact? Then I really did overcomplicate things. I thought it was some revolutionary tech that I didn't know about, but if it's an artifact, then of course I wouldn't know about it. You should have noticed with the slightest tinkering. It's likely the workshop developed the external structure to draw out a found artifact's power to manipulate gravity. Wait, gravity? So, like, the Emperor's, like, orb thing? And when they found no practical use for its power, it was developed no farther. If nothing else, I give you credit for doing more with it than they could. It being an artifact makes me losing it even worse, though. Oh, okay, so it all lines up then, because that's why Emperor was there. He took it back. It's technology we cannot analyze nor reproduce. I have no interest in it. Then it's really okay. The thing that perplexes me here is that it's the only thing that vanished on site. That and an incident occurring right next to the testing site almost strikes me as intentional. Am I the one overcomplicating things now? I honestly thought when he called her an idiot and then, or an imbecile, and then said that's not why I'm calling you an imbecile, I thought he was going to say, like, you should not be, obviously not in a caring way, but as the one testing and developing something, you should not put your own life at risk during testing. I thought he was going to go with something like that. Not in a caring way, of course, but more in a, like, you can't realize your ideals if you die during testing. And with that, our investigation and post-processing of the Black Workshop is over, for now at least. If nothing else, we don't need to worry about the sites all over. And there's no fear of further outflow. But sadly, that means the stuff that's already leaked is out of our hands now. It'd be a good idea to keep an eye on the black market for weapons, both of the conventional variety and AI-run variants. We'll have to leave that to the Empire's intelligence agency. I doubt they'll find much of anything. The most notable items have either already been scrapped or collected by someone. By which you mean, it's gotta be the Society, I presume. I'd say the chances are strong. Professor Novartis wasn't in the Empire during the Great Twilight, but there's no way he'd pass on the chance to acquire the legacy of the gnomes. Okay, so this is definitely pre-Crossbell incident. Obviously, because they would know Novartis is already here. He's the supervisor of the 13 factories, right? Going by the data we collect, he's quite the madman. Oh, I rather suspect you two would get along quite well, Auntie Erica. He's an engineer through and through, and I don't mean that as a compliment. Ren, my dear, we're gonna need to have a little chat about how you view me later on. And don't call me Auntie. You two sure are, birds of a feather. Genius takes many forms. The 13 factories, they're gonna need a reappraisal. The technological gap between them and the everyday world is wider than we ever imagined. But now that they've been cut off from the Black Workshop, I imagine they'll be producing less super advanced tech, yeah? Sadly, that's unlikely. As far as I'm aware, there are several engineering organizations within the 13 factories, and all of them are far more advanced technologically than any conventional company. The Black Workshop was just one of them. Great, so we have a bunch of others to worry about. But I suppose there's been a lot of tech theft back and forth, so everyone's just been using everyone else. This whole network seems crazy huge. We knew that from the beginning, dummy. Oh, was it necessary to insult Estelle? This isn't the first Sky game, Agata. You don't need to be rude to her again. All we can do is keep putting pressure on them like we've always done. And once again, you demonstrate why kids need more protein powder in their diets growing up, you red-headed reprobate. Our problem isn't just the society. Things on the surface have started moving as well. The desertification of Eastern Zemuria is only getting worse, I'm sure you've heard. But even outside of that, thanks to the Great War, multiple Jaeger groups and disquieting factions have started to make moves. What they're talking about here, though, is past, it's more east than Calvard. Like, it's past Calvard. There's just, like, a huge section of the continent that's just pure desert. Even private military companies have started expanding their forces. That's been a hot topic of the guild lately as well. But they also mention, sorry to keep cutting it off, going back to this, we don't even know what's past those desert areas. There could be other, you know, like, nations or whatever past the desert, but we don't really know at this point. As far east as we know is it's like it's Calvard, then it's the desert, then whatever. And then there's the massive reparations the Empire had to pay to the Republic because of the war. The power balance between the two nations had shifted greatly, and that's affecting things on a global scale. For sure, yeah. Somehow, I suspect I'm not getting any vacation time from the guild anytime soon. The meaning behind the term technology is going to grow far bigger than we could ever imagine. While the orbital network is still limited as of right now, it's going to expand. We'll be sending and receiving massive amounts of data faster than ever before. And also, as a representative of ZCF, I made a proposal. The creation of the West Zemuria Tech Union. This has to be just making fun of things, right? Of the Crossbell, like, nation. The West Zemuria what now? To put simply, it's an organization made up of engineers and related groups all helping one another. The true goal here is to raise our total technological savvy through the cooperation of various organizations in the field. All that we can not only contend with Ouroboros' 13 factories, but also approach the various problems on the continent from a technological angle. Wow, impressive. It's quite the bold idea, for you anyway. Needless to say, this organization is pointless if it's not of a certain scope or has sufficient influence. Which is why I'd like you to participate, Professor Schmidt. You really think I'd go along with this little game of yours? I expect you to react like that. For the record, I plan on getting my dear old dad involved, and I'll be looking into bringing Professor Hamilton into the mix as well. All 3 disciples. So if you're concerned over your many deficiencies, please don't be. All we really need is the cloud of having your name attached. Everything else you can leave to the other 2 disciples, myself and the younger generation. Feel free to enjoy your twilight years in peace. You wily little brat. Fine, you've successfully gotten under my skin. I'll join this little union of yours. Well, at least he admits to taking the bait. Look forward to despairing over just how insignificant you really are. Hopefully you don't start sobbing when you find yourself outmatched with an invention yet again. That only happened because a certain adult decided to give his all against a little kid. Some of us lack the ability to pull our punches, especially against a mouthy girl like you. I'm warning you, Codger, I'm not the same wide-eyed upstart I was back then. Underestimate me and I'll thrash you before you can say adult diaper. You dour-faced fart factory. Oh my god. That'll leave you with plenty of time to make it to the senior discount night at the country buffet. You got a big mouth. Good. That should make it easier to eat those words. Only if I can borrow your teeth. What is happening here? Hados above, and I thought I was quippy. They bicker so hard they almost loop back around into getting along, honestly. Anyway, getting back to what you proposed, the Rhineford group will gladly cooperate. I can't make the call for everything here, but I'm sure Mother will agree. I can also offer what little help I have to give. Thank you, both of you. When I look at young, talented folks like you, I start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. This all sounds fascinating. I wouldn't mind helping out. Oh, I already factored you in, sweetie, believe me. You've written countless dissertations already, and you'd be tremendously helpful through your connection to George Rosenberg. Looks like I've been sucked into this little plan without even knowing it. You've really thought this through. Of course, unlike you, I actually have a brain up here. Man, no respect. Well, things sound like they're moving in the right direction already. And it does. But in order for this tech union to really make a difference, it needs the assistance of two other groups. The Epstein Foundation and the Reverie Company. Depending on how negotiations go with the Epstein Foundation, I can see them participating. The Reverie Company, on the other hand, yeah, unlike the RF group, they're an industry, academia, collaborative enterprise, heavily influenced by outside funding. Also, they really like cars. But we'll get to that in the future games. Getting them to come to an agreement regarding this kind of political problem will be a task. When Professor Hamilton was still with them, we might have been able to they're really avoiding saying, I mean, obviously we know at this point, I mean, not we, I, and those who have played the first two Calvert games know that Professor Hamilton is a woman, not a man, but I wonder if they're avoiding saying he or she here because of that. Obviously, it was never stated beforehand. Like, in the Japanese versions of the game, I found this out a little while ago, is that they never really specified Hamilton as a he or she in the Japanese version. It was only, they just assumed it was a guy in when they translated it, which I can't blame them. It's the three disciples that, you know, that's all that was given to them. So it's just like, oh, three old people. But yeah, anyways. When Professor Hamilton was still with them, that we might have been able to use Professor Schmidt and Professor Russell as potential ends. Not so now. I've barely been able to get in touch with her. There we go. So that means when translating this, they have to at least be aware of some stuff in the first two Calvert games, which means they're probably translating those games as we speak. I've barely been in touch with her since she resigned as a consultant there. Professor Hamilton, huh? She's helped both myself and Dan out a whole lot. I wonder what she's up to these days. Well, I could tell you, but it'd be spoilers. She'd probably be more useful than a certain stubborn old sloth I know. She's definitely a better fit than some big-headed buffoon who clings to her daughter. I'm sorry, say that again. Now, kids, both of you take it down a notch. We have a lot of problems to deal with, so all we can do is take care of them one at a time. Speaking of her daughter, where is Tita? Yo, Erica, about tomorrow's test. I read your report, but I have no intention of extending the deadline. But... did she ask for that? No, she didn't. Then don't butt in. Just keep your mouth shut and watch over her. What she chooses to present and represent is up to her. Man, both of you are so damn stubborn. She is, not that it's any consolation for Agate's mental state, but Erica is, when she's not busy insulting him, she is more understanding of Agate as a person at this point, I would say, than she was in Sky Third, when she was actively trying to kill him. Is this going kind of overkill? The Orbital Gear 3 is already a fairly powerful machine. I'm sure Professor Russell fully expects the new model to outperform the 3 and has adjusted the difficulty of her test accordingly. Are you really ready for whatever she has in store, Tita? I'm ready. I can't back down from this, not without giving it a fair shot. Yuse, Yuna, Altina, thank you so much for helping me out with this. Since Professor Russell allowed you to enlist some friends, I'm sure she's further adjusted her calculations with us in mind. Hey, we know this keep like the back of our hands. We'll kick this test butt in no time. And we aren't the only friends helping you out today. What? Oh, I missed you all so much. Alphen? Princess Alphen? Well, we just saw each other recently. What are you doing here, Your Highness? So the last helper is the princess. That's right, Alphen Rise Arnor at your service. Really? At our service? Muse informed me what this was all about, including how it related to Tita's capture and house arrest. I believe I hold some responsibility for you being in the position in the first place. Knowing she felt that way, I thought it would be nice to enlighten her of the test so she could offer her hand. Her support will be vital in maximizing Tita's chances of success in whatever is up ahead. Oh, thank you, Muse. But Your Highness, I don't want you to feel like you're one bit responsible for what happened. Then you wish to turn me down, a fellow captive who was just as involved as you were? Well, I didn't mean to imply you weren't. Was it just me who felt a certain closeness as we overcame such an ordeal together? No, I felt the same way. We'd become friends, Your Highness. Then I don't see the problem with my being here. What are friends for if not helping one another when in need? That's true, but yeah, you're right. She never stood a chance against that silver tongue. Well, I certainly wish I could say the same about Reen, but he seems all immune to my charms. Oh, the instructor's defenses are quite sturdy indeed. You and I may need to resort to a more aggressive tactics. Or we don't resort to any tactics at all, or discuss them, or think about them. Thank you, Yuna. Even though it's going through your mind as well. I think I finally understand what Elise has been suffering through. Back to the topic at hand, then. My brother and sister-in-law would be very sad to see you leave the Empire like this, Tita. Consider my helping you as serving their interests as much as mine. Then I will. Thank you, Princess Alphen. We'll see to it you're in no real danger. Not to worry, Altina. If the Zero Artisan compliments my mastery of arts, then I surely have a knack for them. Toval praised you that much? You were with him during the Civil War, weren't you? I'm sure that wasn't just simple flattery on his part. It's time to get the show on the road. Mom. You all understand how the keep works, right? Yeah, we're familiar. Alright then, your test requires you to reach its furthest depths. So we get to do another keep trial, who would have thought? But don't you think that'll be easily done. I personally oversaw all the adjustments made to level XX. So, double what we dealt with at the end of, Level X was in Cold Steel 4 when we had to take back the branch campus. You're in for some real pain if you think my settings are half as easy as whatever Grandpa Grinch put out there for you. She did not just say she makes Professor Schmidt look easy. I may need to recalculate this test threat level. Doesn't matter, however dangerous it may be, we'll still pull through. Come, Tita, let us begin our adventure. You got it. I know we'll pass as a team. So just know I'm counting on you guys. So are we actually playing, or what's happening here? We are. Oh, look at Alphen's little picture here. Can you change outfits while we're in here? We can. Oh wait, no. I don't have her normal outfit. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we're doing this. How hard can it be?
お母さんが仕掛けたみたいですね。触れないように注意しないと。よーし、タイミングを見てうまくくぐり抜けていこう。
Just like being back in the Rosenberg studio. Obviously, none of these characters were there for that. I seriously just don't see a point in fighting anything in here because you don't get anything. Oh, here we go.
ここは危険です。どうか慎重に。
Oh no!
一旦引こう。
It's my own fault.
轟け、トールハン
Well, I'm just gonna have to give it a shot.
マー。逃がさない。ファイヤー。行きます。無理なく。行きます。はい。さあ、行くわよ。どんなもんよ。
Where is it?
これは珍しいですね。
This has to be it, right? Oh, we have to go around.
後ろから。
Are you kidding?
ここは撤退しましょう。
This is already annoying as heck.
今からな。
Okay, I need to take this a lot slower. Attempt to, anyway. Get away from me. Okay. Now I'm not worried about getting into fights. Thankfully, Muse's in the back row. That really is just one short little area. Goodbye. Unless there's gonna be multiple floors. I will love if this is actually it. I'm not gonna make it as easy as Professor Schmidt does, and it's like way easier than anything he ever made. No, it's definitely gotta be more. There you are. Forget talk, just come and hit me with all you've got. Hey, can't you guys play along? Actually, back up a sec. How'd you get a private tea party set up in here? Sorry, I'm honestly not even sure what we're supposed to be doing here. What can I say? Every proper young lady worth her salt needs to have a table and tea set on hand. But since he said it, we should probably fill in poor her on what's going on. Well, yeah, we gotta be an ironclad first line of defense here. So we've got Estelle, Ren, and Kurt. What are you doing here anyway? Let's just say Professor Russell latched on and wouldn't let go. I wasn't so keen on coming at first, but when she said something about testing Tita's determination, well, as a humble swordsman, I couldn't possibly refuse to lend my aid if it helped you, so here I am. She knew exactly what to say to sucker him in then. Yeah, Kirk can be a little naive for his own good sometimes. Mom, why do you have to be like this? Well, never mind me and what I'm supposed to actually be doing. My real question is, what in the world are you doing here, Princess Alphen? Oh, Kurt, you mustn't fret over the finer details. At the risk of sounding rude, I think we have very different definitions of constitutes as finer detail. So if I'm understanding the situation rightly, you three are obstacles the professor has arranged for us to beat. You understand rightly. Saves me the trouble of having to explain stuff. Nice. Then all we have to do is confront you with all our strength, correct? Yep, no pulling your punches or you'll be sorry. If I recall, the initial project was conceived to combat Patter Matter. In which case, I expect the current version to have at least that much strength. Hope you don't disappoint. Well, I may have been hoisted into this. As a Vander swordsman, I will gladly test your might. Now we're talking. Let's take it from the top. Come and hit me with what you got. Will do, Estelle. Here goes.
覚悟はいい？ Tita 手加減抜きなんだから。
いざ尋常に勝負だ。
さてと。
That's kind of funny to think back on what Ren was just saying. The whole reason Tita wanted to be in the Orbital Gear project was so she could catch up to Ren, and she felt like that was the only way she could do it because of Patter Matter.
ブリューナク起動。少々。今です。援護を頼みます。了解ですわ。私の番ですね。轟け、トールハンマー。はい。覚悟してください。
Nice.
やるわね。よーし。崩れた。続きます。
まだまだこれからだ。はい。
Sacred Circle. Oh, right, it's the same one she had before, but it's a heal.
光よ。闇を照らして。全力で行くわよ。
Oh boy.
さてと。ビビズン、アンド。
Solaris Bringer.
シンクロ完了。ブレイブモード。アクセル。ズバッと。ソラリスブリンガー。参ったわ。やるじゃない。サイクロルール。
Oh, lovely.
よーし。
Sorry, Kurt. You need to go down.
やるな。
行きます。アークス駆動。
Oh, lovely.
お返しです。素敵ね。
So who's gonna be waiting at the end? Agate? Agate, Joshua, and Reen? I don't know. Well, that's that, I suppose. Would you look at that? I'm impressed. Thank Eidos, that's a big weight off my shoulders. Why's that? That was all I had to do for your mom. Now I can focus my energy on backing you. What she said, we can't help you with your tests, but you can be sure we'll be rooting for you, Tita. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. How you two managed to bounce right back after and have all that energy after such an intense fight is a mystery. There's something else, right? Okay, forget about us. You gotta keep going, but don't let your guard down, okay? Not until it's over. And Tita? Yes, Kurt? Everyone at the branch campus believes in you. You already more than proved yourself with me. But don't forget there are lots of people who couldn't be here today who are crossing their fingers. I won't. Thank you, Kurt. That was sweet.
さっきので今回の思考がなんとなく分かったわね。はあ？この様子だとまだまだサプライズが待っていそうです。お母さんったらとにかく頑張らないと。
Oh, I prefer this over the darkness. Losing EP isn't the worst, except for Alphen.
強敵発見。警戒してください。
You'll never hit me. I'm too fast. Too nimble.
強そうな敵。
Don't care about that
注意し
chest.
てください。
Much easier than the first part, because you don't have to deal with the darkness. Alright, who's gonna be waiting here at the end for us? Oh, looks like there's gonna be more than 2 sections. It is Reen! So you made it, huh? Guess that means you made it through round 1 easy enough. Joshua. When I saw Kurt with those girls, I assumed Ash would be waiting somewhere up ahead, but not. Reen, what a pleasant surprise. I wasn't thinking you'd be roped into this as well. The feeling is mutual, Your Highness. I'm just as surprised to see you here. Are you sure it's okay to slip out of Heimdallr without saying a word to anyone else? Oh, nobody will worry if I'm gone for a day. It may even create work for Representative Regnitz and Elise, but, what can you do? I'm sure Elise will be able to make short work of any fuss caused, Your Highness. I should know. I used to cause plenty of grief for her in my time. Tell me something I don't know. Hate to rain on your parade when you only just got here, ladies, but ain't no way you're getting past us. This is gonna be one of the few times in the series where we actually fight against Reen. You seem to be eating this up, as they say, Ash. Maybe. Not like I volunteered for it. That wacko engineer forced me into doing the whole test thing. But I figure if I have to be here, might as well take this chance to unwind and get really get wild. Excuse me, did you just call me a wacko? Okay, you need to understand who this is, Erica. I think the last time you and I fought on the same team was back at the Imperial Fortress, huh? You weren't even there! What do you mean? Oh, well, yeah, the end thing. Chances like this don't come around every day. I think I'll try and show you what I've gotten me, too. You sure? She's like family to you, right? Her being like family means I already know how strong she is. Just like you know how, what your classmates are made of after working with them so much, right? Yeah, I guess so. It feels kind of strange to be in charge of conducting testing in the keep for a change. But you two have the right idea. There's no better time to see how my students have grown than now. You know, Altina and Muse, I want you to fight me with everything you have. Show me what you've learned at Thor's. The same goes for you, Your Highness. I want you to see the fruits of your training since the end of the Civil War. And it would be my absolute pleasure to demonstrate. You heard the man. We gotta do what we gotta do, and we're in it to win this. Indeed, I'm quite interested in seeing how well Instructor Reem performs against us as well. Right when you are, Tita. And that's right now. Good luck, everyone. This is so odd.
この目で見せてもらう。じゃじゃ馬たちもせいぜい気張れよ。それじゃあティータ、始めようか。
Rude.
お返しです。私の番です。
Not bad. Almost guard broke Joshua already. Of course, our two Hamill kids are going to be linked. Alright. Alright, Alright.
いいもんをくれてやる。
お返しです。光よ、助かります。
本気で行くよ。
私の番です。ご利用なく。
成長したな。そろそろ本気で行くぜ。
Oh, here we go. Oh God, please no.
He's
gonna S-craft us.
負けないで。ありがとうございます。救護します。ありがとうございます。よーし。轟け、トールハンマー。行くわよ。さあ、行くわよ。エネルギー充填。シュート。まだまだ。ゴー。バリアントチャージ。行きます。覚悟してください。チャンスです。いただき。
Bye, Reen.
大したものだ。やるじゃねえ。
And they're all done.
よし、各種ステータス。
As if these levels mean anything. Ew. I don't know how we passed that one. Y'all did great. Your teamwork and coordination blew me away. You should have no trouble getting past the last trial if this is what you're putting out. Agate's obviously going to be there, but who else with him? There's one more hurdle to go, you're saying. You have nothing to fear, Tita. Promise. Oh, you have nothing to fear, Tita. Promise. You're going to pass with flying colors. I guess it could be like Agate, Alisa, and George, maybe? If we're going up against opposition even tougher than this round, though, then we're sure in for a tough fight. Maybe, but Her Highness has the right idea. We'll get through this as a team, Tita. You won't be going at this alone. One way or another, it's going to be okay. Listen up, Russell. I've got something to say to you. I assume you mean Tita, not her mother. What is it, Ash? Fact is, you're vital to engineering at the branch campus. You think Pablo can take on what you've got going on? It's like the cooking club. If Sandy was the lone soldier over there, she'd be powerless to stop whatever the hell Freddy does. So show some spine, damn it. You're not helpless. Just go out there and prove it. Hey! Thank you so much, Ash. Guess that's one way to give someone a pep talk. That's Ash for you. He means well, though. Well, I think we'll be taking our leave and moving on. Farewell, boys.
Tita さんが第二に来て培ってきたものでしょう。そうだと嬉しいけど、絶対に乗り越えてみせるよ。皆さんの思いに応えるためにも。
I mean, she really has come a long way. You know, obviously Agate was around here and there, but for the most part, you know, she was in a brand new school. She didn't know anybody upon first coming here.
いよいよ最後の試練ってわけね。皆さん、力を貸してください。もちろん、最後まで精一杯サポートしますね。
But yeah, like, she came to a school where she didn't know anybody, and, you know, had to go through all this, like, scary stuff with the field exercises and everything. Tita's come a long way. I mean, she already had come a long way in those 3 Sky games, having to deal with everything that happened there. Alright, who's gonna be helping out Agate for this final test? It's obviously gonna be him. Yep. Oh, Agate and an Archism? There you are. Agate. I suspected you'd be the last in line. Not by choice, but yeah, here I am. What's that large thing next to you? Got a bad feeling about this. Haha, I thought you'd never ask. Of course you're behind it, Mom. This baby's anarchism developed using data acquired from the society. Is it just me, or has something like this happened before? Needless to say, I didn't just copy-paste the damn thing. It's been loaded up with all kinds of modifications to soup it up. Are you the one controlling it, Professor? I am, remotely, of course. I wanted to be part of this final test as much as I could. So let's hop to it. May the final test begin. Everyone, please lend me your strength. Understood. Here to rock and roll. Anything for you, Tita. I'm ready for battle. Here we go. Whoa, timeout. I gotta do my thing first. What thing? For crying out loud. Here I go. Gah. Ha. Sha swoosh. Not in front of other people. What is she doing, Tita? It's her success dance. It's a little ritual she does before any big test or experiment. I fail to see how this is her big test. Well, I think it looks like fun. Now, this isn't just any success dance, it's a level 3 success dance. We got more to go. I'm about to get this machine nice and warmed up. Hiya! I knew you'd pull this crap. Would you knock it off, Erica? Relax, I'm just doing some light exercise. It's not like I'm aiming for you, Red. Uh-huh. Missed. I heard that. Not aiming for me, my ass. Isn't this Tita's test? Goodness me, do you think my world revolves around you? It does. Newsflash, it doesn't. Now stop squirming around so much. Like hell I will. What's going on here? Mom, that's dangerous. Poor Agate, for all his love, he still hasn't passed the mom test. And warm-up complete. Ready to go when you are. I swear to Eidos, this woman. Oh ho, Agate cries. Is this all it takes to bring an A-rank bracer to his knees? Who's on his knees? I'm raring to go. You really okay, Agate? Ain't no problems on my end. You worry about yourself. Listen up, Tita. I didn't do enough to protect you during the Great Twilight. It's not true. Yeah, it is. That's why I don't got the right to whine to your mom this time. That's also why I'm standing on this side instead of yours. Agate, you gotta be the one to prove it to her. Show her you're not the short stuff she needs to be so protective of anymore. But can I do it alone? I know you can, even when I'm not pulling any punches. Better come at me with all you've got, Tita. Okay, get ready for a beatdown then, Agate.
それじゃあ最終テストを始めるわよ。
覚悟はいいな。ティタ。受け止めてやるから。
Oh, here we
全
go.
力で来い。
けないで。ありがとうございます。私の番です。ブリューナク起動。少々。今です。続きますわ。させない。
I didn't do much at all.
私の番ね。
Isn't much stronger than him, health-wise.
轟け、トールハンマー。よーし。
Oh, hey, nice.
私の番ですね。
Oh, hey. That look like it. I don't recognize that cut in anywhere.
まだまだこれからだぜ。
まだまだここからが本番よ。
行きます。さてと、ブリューナク起動。少々。そこです。続きますわ。とどめです。
Oh, I guess we're done.
機能停止。ちょっと赤毛、何やってんのよ。
大したやつだ。
I love how even when the robot was being done in, she still had time to complain about Agate.
ええ、このまま進みましょう。よし、やっと各種ステータス。
We won. They were tremendous opponents, to be certain. How the heck did they make such a killer team when they'd rather be killing each other? It's that sort of strange harmony built from years of constant feuding. I don't think I'll ever be able to wrap my head around that. Whatever, it's over, right? Thank you so much, guys. I was able to pass this test because you were here to support me. Don't sell yourself short, Tita. All we did was give you the teeniest bit of a helping hand. Oh, I don't mean just today. Everything up till today counts just as much. I've learned to gain so much. Maybe it wasn't all easy, but that's okay. Even the hardest of times are still precious memories to me because you were there to make them that way. I won't forget them. So really, thank you for making my journey worth its while. Oh, Tita. It was our pleasure. And now we can play more memories because next... About that, I know you worked hard so I could stay, but tomorrow I'm going back home to Libero with my mom. What? Why? Didn't you pass your test? Passing the test wasn't the only condition. I had to show her something worth to convince her to let me stay. Sure, I passed this test here, but I've got nothing to show for the other condition. Because of what happened during testing? You know, my great-uncle was aboard the ship you saved, Tita. I could talk to your mother so you... Thank you, Muse, but it's okay. Even if I hadn't lost the device that made my prototype function, it would have been impossible to reproduce. That technology was dead in the water, so either way, I wouldn't have anything worth presenting. Don't say that. You'll be staying in Arabonia for now, right, Agate? Me going home early means we won't see each other for a bit. I'll be a little lonely without you, but I'll keep my chin up. Did you participate in today's test knowing you were going home? Yeah. I wanted to prove the past year I spent here wasn't a waste. Now that I have, I've got no regrets. No. I don't want you to go. Are you sure about that? Mom? You guys. You still haven't completed the Orbit Gear 4, no? As my daughter, are you sure you won't regret leaving that unfinished? Huh? Wait, do you mean... Are you... I believe you've earned yourself enough time to stay until you graduate. But how? I didn't finish the Orbigo 4 in time. I read the incident report about the crash that happened the day before yesterday. What report? I didn't write any report. You didn't, but Red here sure wrote up enough details to put anybody to sleep. Him writing is something I cannot even comprehend. Agate did? Picture Carnelia is done by a toddler, and you got the scale and headache I had to sift through. Shut up, I know I'm not a writer. But it did at least give me a clear idea of what happened. We still have to figure out a new source of power, but I like what I read. Fast but maneuverable, and capable of saving lives. You proved beyond doubt that you can improve upon what you started through the Orbigear 3. Enough to be something of worth to me. Mom. That means I'll be expecting updates from here on out. Better show me some good stuff. Of course, for sure, Mom. Now I'm not stressed over transferring out anymore. All kinds of ideas are coming to the surface. I better drop the blueprints before I forget. She's always got engineering on the brain. It only adds to her unique charm. You got that right. Mr. Schwarzer. Wow. Please keep looking after my daughter. Of course, I may not be her homeroom instructor, but I think I can speak for all of us here. We'll do everything in our power to ensure she has a wonderful, fulfilling life as a Thor's Military Academy student. Why does this feel like it's gonna make things worse? Oh.
もちろん私もよ。ああ、やっぱり私のティータは可愛すぎる。もうダメ。
Oh Lord. Oh no.
私精一杯頑張りますから。
This is, like I said, bad.
アガットさんも見ていてくださいね。おお、やるー。ティータさんも大胆ですね。
One way to get him killed, more like it.
この攻め方は勉強になりますね。
了解だ。ま、やるだけやってみな。はい。
It's over. He's dead. Oh Lord.
アガットクロスな。やはり赤毛は滅さねば。
He knew what was coming.
どうやらおばさんが子離れする日はまだまだ遠そうね。
Well, rest in peace, Agate. Project Orbital Gear 4 Part 2 end. So that's good. I mean, we already knew Tita ended up having to stay because she's here when... Oh, hey, cool. So you can set that up as her her attack, like fighting Orbital Gear. That's cool. So I assume it works like the weapons we have for like curtain stuff. But yeah, that was a very nice wrap-up. So Tita stays in Erebonia until she graduates, so that means a whole nother year. So, and honestly, by the time she graduates, she's going to be 18, so she doesn't have to listen to her mother anyway after that. But very cool, and unfortunate Agate. So next time we're going to continue on with more of the Daydream, so which one do we have next? Wishes of a Witch, so we got a Hexen Clan one to do next time, so that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.